Hi there, welcome to Island Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Pisces energy, and we're going to read it from a couple different perspectives because people have free will. Some people harness high vibe Pisces energy, some people harness some more worldly or shadowy Pisces energy, and we just need to see the truth of it, that not everybody's on the same page as us. Life's about learning lessons. Some people have learned how to work cooperatively with other people in a just and fair, emotionally mature, loving way, and some people have some things that manipulate them. Their fear, their insecurity, their defensive nature, their ego, their self-centered nature. And some people kind of have those things that manipulate them, so they don't, kind of not on the same page as certain people. And we just need to see the truth of it. Life's about learning lessons, and some people have learned lessons that some other people haven't. So some people are going to harness this energy differently. This might be something that particularly influences people that have a Pisces sun, moon, or or lots of Pisces placements, but we all tap into Pisces energy. So if you're someone who has hope and faith and belief in love, and you might know some people who don't. Some people don't want to do love because they get hurt doing love, so they choose to kind of more indulge themselves in the world. What is the overarching reason for the reading? Surrender. What do we surrender to? This card reminds me of Virgo energy. What's our truth? And underneath that is realization. Some people, don't want to see the truth. They like living life the way they live it, kind of caught up in the illusion of the world. This picture can be about being caught up in the illusion of the world and seeing through the illusion, being illuminated to the truth. And the truth sets us free to live our life differently. If we heal, grow, mature, expand our perception of ourselves and the world around us, we view life differently. And sometimes some people did do some of that inner work to view life differently, and some people aren't there yet, and they may never get there yet. So what's going on in Pisces energy? We have the release card, and the reason is because of the sovereignty card. We have a dualistic nature. We have our more hopeful, believing nature. We have our more worldly, self-focused, ego nature. We have to surrender one or the other. One of them is going to be in the driver's seat of our life because we have free will. Both of them can't be in the driver's seat of our life at the same time. One of them has to kind of be the one holding the steering wheel of our vessel and our life. And then the sovereignty card kind of reminds me of Virgo energy also. Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, what is our truth? And Virgo is the opposite sign of Pisces, and we kind of have to go out onto the edge, I think, of all these zodiac sign traits and characteristics in a way, because we have these lessons to learn. Some people have went out on the edge of their Pisces energy of like, oh my gosh, I have these illusions about life. Oh my gosh, I think I can do this and this and this and everything will work out peachy keen for me, even if I am immature or bossy or controlling or egotistical or selfish. Other people have already went out to the edge and they realized, whoa, I need to rein it back in. And they learned some lessons from that life experience. That's like tapping into their Virgo energy. And then some people went out on the edge of their Virgo energy all about these things of the world that they wanted, and they kind of drove their life off into the ditch. Are we willing to get out of our ego, our more worldly nature, and realize that I have lessons to learn? Life is about learning lessons. Am I willing to heal and grow and mature myself and release an old version of myself to grow and mature myself? Some people just want to release their growing and maturing nature. Nope, not going to do that. Nope, I'm going to keep moving forward the way I've been living life, with my illusions, with my ego. And other people have learned lessons, and they're willing to surrender their more egoic nature to look at life from a higher perspective. Why? We'll keep repeating certain patterns because we have lessons to learn. You could look at life as a video game. We have to overcome the obstacles on the one level of life, like master them, before we can authentically go to the next level. We can try to present ourselves as more healed, more grown, more matured than we are. Odds are we're going to fall through the hole and go back down to the next level because, you can't fool all the people all the time. And some people see the truth that people aren't who they say they are. You have some growing up to do. You have some healing to do. You have some maturing to do. Or you live your life a certain way that you never step outside your comfort zone. We never keep, progressing in the relationship. It kind of gets to a certain point and then it stalls. Because shadowy energy is about like dead energy. There's nothing new to learn there. And some people are like, I'm okay with that. I didn't want to learn any more anyway. I didn't want to have to give up anything. I like everything that I have in my life. Whatever fears and insecurities and self-limiting beliefs that we can all have at any given moment in life, I'm good. They can stay. It's like, you have to even want to be inspired to want to look at the things that stop you from moving forward in life differently, or growing or maturing or healing yourself. And some people don't want to do that. And that's their free will choice. Nope, I want to keep moving forward the way I've been moving forward. And if you know some people that you know well enough that they've kind of like, nope, I'm not doing my more loving, hopeful, mature, healing nature. I'm going to align with doing life the way I've done it, or make my life more about the world, or more about me, or more about indulging myself. Odds are they're probably going to keep living their life like that. Other people realize that they were ready to kind of go to the next phase of life, were willing to step outside their comfort zone to keep moving forward in life. And if they knew some people in their life that, didn't want to go on that journey with them, they wished them peace and they moved on. And then in high vibe, like Virgo energy, represented by like the Nine of Pentacles, some of those people became independent of those old ways of living life, viewing themselves, viewing the world, shed some of their fears, their insecurities, their self-limiting beliefs, kind of emotionally detached maybe from some people because they didn't want to keep living their life like that anymore. High vibe people would have offered the people in their life love and encouragement, and they probably had been offering love and encouragement to those people. But there comes a time, the truth sets us free. We have to accept that everybody has free will to live their life the way they want. And if we see the truth that they're not interested in moving forward with us, maybe in a more mature way, a more self-disciplined way, a more just and fair way, don't have the same dream and aspirations we do, don't want to invest their time, energy, and effort into the same dream that we have. Their dream is different. What they're motivated and inspired by is different. At one time we could have all been on the same page. But eventually we could be like, I'm still wanting to move forward and to keep growing myself to my full potential. And my intuition is calling me to listen to my intuition. And we could know some other people that their intuition could be screaming in their ear too, but they're like, nope, nope, nope. Shadowy Pisces is, I want to stay in illusion about the truth. I want to stay in denial of the truth. I think I can keep doing this and I'm sure it'll all work out okay, even though their life could be telling them you should detach from some of these things. You've outgrown some of these ways of viewing life. Other people have outgrown some of these ways of viewing life. Some people can have these antiquated ways of viewing relationships. I should act this way. You should act that way. I think I have the right, and I think it's just and fair to me for me to act this way, and then you should think it's just and fair too. It's like, but I don't think it's just and fair. Oh, well, I do. It's like, okay, you go find someone else who thinks that the way you live your life and the way you view life and the way you view relationships and the way you view your life, you just need to go find someone else who agrees with you. I don't. So, everybody's making a choice to release certain things, and it could just be, well, I'm releasing the more loving, hopeful, believing people, or the people who want me to grow and mature myself, or the people who want me to look at life from a higher perspective. No, I'm going to release you, they're going to release me, and we're all, we just go through this kind of shifting and sifting process in our life. Who am I going to hang out with? How do I want to live my life? What do I want to let go of? What don't I? And it kind of affects who we keep aligning with in our life as we go, who we spend more time with in our life versus who we kind of spend less time with. And we need to see the truth. The people who are interested in spending more time with us would have aligned and put in work and effort to work together with us to bring that dream into reality if they were motivated and inspired by that dream. And some of them aren't. And instead of trying to change other people, we wish them peace. I hope it works out for you, but that's not how I want to live my life. So then we have the action in reverse card. And the reason it came out is because of the faith card. The faith card we maybe could look at as like a Hierophant card. What is our philosophy of life? Our Hierophant energy of Taurus dictates the decisions we're going to make in our life. And there's certain things we are not going to take action towards, aren't inspired by, don't love, because it doesn't align with our truth of how we view life. And again, everybody has all different types of folks in the world for us to see how different people live life. Everybody can create the life they want based on how they view life and what their philosophy of life is. People aren't going to take action towards things that don't agree with their philosophy of life. And some people can have some really, we could think, some really immature ways of viewing life. Some egotistical ways of viewing life. It could be, I think I should be able to be bossy and controlling. Okay, well, find people who are okay with that. Well, I think I should be able to be mean or unkind or manipulative or bossy or controlling. Okay, you just need to find the people who are willing to let you be a bossy, controlling, manipulative, egotistical, self-centered, immature person. If you have people to that extreme. Sometimes we just kind of... there's those subtle differences. Why do we meet some people and wow, I think we could hang out more and we would maybe become best friends, and you feel that way with certain people and you don't feel it with other people. Some people you meet and you think, wow, maybe I'd like to date you. And other people you're like, I like you, there's nothing wrong, but it's that divine spark, So it can be subtle, it can be big differences. But people aren't going to take action towards people that they don't think are on the same page as them. So then we have the will card, which maybe could be kind of like the Six of Wands card. What we are motivated and inspired by, what we do view as being aligned with our truth is what we're going to go take action towards. And it has to do with the boundaries card, which are we willing to take action, and are we inspired to free ourselves from things that manipulate us? If we're no longer taking action towards living our life one way, we're probably going to go take action towards something else. The high vibe people want to get out of things that shadowy energy is those things, because at the high vibe or at the higher level, shadow nature is represented by the devil. Those things that make us feel limited, oppressed, confined, restricted, imprisoned. I'm going to take action to free myself from those things. It might have started from me detaching and becoming independent of some people who have a different philosophy of life than I have. And the way they view life and what they're motivated and inspired by, we're not on the same page. And then I have to do this work within myself because I don't want to repeat that pattern. Why was I drawn and attracted to align or stay in that job, friendship, a romantic relationship for as long as I did. If I don't solve the problem within me, then whatever it is within me that makes me align with that is going, I'm just going to go probably repeat that pattern. So we could kind of look at the boundaries card almost like a devil's card, a nine of swords card, an eight of swords card, a nine of wands card. I need to learn to get clear about what my truth is. I know I didn't like that, but if I don't want to repeat it, I have to see the truth of why I could have been drawn and attracted to it anyway. Was I in codependent energy? Was I wounded? Had I not learned to love and believe in myself? You know, the whole thing is, it could have been that, you know, we come in contact with all these different people just to help us get clear about our truth. And then we need to take this time to kind of heal from the life experience we did go through and the lessons we did learn before we're ready to move forward maybe in something new. So it could even be doing this work to nurture and love ourselves and heal and give ourselves the things that we wish other people would have given us, to be in life-giving energy, treating ourselves with love and compassion and forgiveness. We do have these lessons to learn. I could have made some decisions because I had lessons to learn about, maybe I got caught up in the illusion of the world, and I could have thought some of the things that I went and got involved in, I thought that was going to make me happy. And I could have went and indulged in those things and pursued those things and aligned with certain people, and I really authentically thought those things would make me happy. Sometimes we got some lessons to learn, because some of the things we could go indulge in that were kind of making the answer to our life and to make us happy can be things that end up kind of imprisoning us, like drugs or alcohol, you know, relationships. We make too codependent, put the responsibility on someone else, like, you're supposed to love me, you're supposed to make me feel confident and grounded, and instead of realizing we need to do this work within ourselves. And then those things that we could have went to go indulge in, that could have been part of what we thought was living the dream life and a happy life, we could see how those things could have been keeping us in our comfort zone, or we weren't growing and healing and maturing because we put too much self-reliance on those things to be the answer, or those people, or those vices. And we could have seen how it was stopping us from giving birth to something new and being more independent, more balance between our Pisces and Virgo nature. And we have to see through our illusions. We can't let just our heart run our life and let the rest of our life go in the toilet. All these aspects of ourself are important. We need to be grounded. We need to be practical. We need, you know, our worldly nature and our stability and security is important. Our creativity, our imaginative nature, our passionate nature, our truth, you know, our spiritual nature, our emotional nature, all these things are important. And we go off to learn these lessons in life, and if we're willing to learn the lessons and do this work within ourselves, every time we go off and learn these lessons in life, to incorporate that into our philosophy of life. Oh, okay. If I was immature and impulsive, and that kind of drove my life off in the ditch, I need to quit being immature and impulsive. If I was giving too much importance to these things in my life, and it kind of drove my life off into the ditch, I need to quit relying on those vices, and I need to do this inner work within myself. If I had kind of given up on my dreams or loving myself, I need to learn to love myself and appreciate what I bring to the table. And if I haven't been bringing much to the table because of whatever, I need to do this work in myself to feel like I do bring something to the table, you know, that I'm going to grow and mature and heal myself. I'm going to be more balanced within myself. I'm going to have better discipline within myself. If we indulge in our more immature worldly nature, things probably aren't going to go well, you know? And we have to learn all these lessons to get more balanced within ourselves. Learn to have better discipline, self-discipline within ourselves. Not, well, if we don't want to kind of learn some hard lessons anymore, not let our ego run our life, our fear, our codependency, our immature, indulgent nature. And we need to learn to have better boundaries within ourselves and love ourselves because we want to bring a dream into reality. And there's things we have to let go of and quit indulging in if we don't want to keep repeating the old pattern. And there might be certain types of people we don't get in relationships with those kind of people anymore because we've already learned we don't like being in relationships with people who have certain traits or characteristics or viewpoints in life or ways of viewing relationships. And sometimes, it's unexpected for everyone involved that someone would do this work within themselves. In a high vibe way or a low vibe way. We have no guarantee when someone's going to get caught up in wanting to indulge our more immature nature. We have no guarantees about if we get in relationships with people and all of a sudden they did this inner work and they're kind of more bold and brave and confident than we are. and they're ready to go live life differently. It's like, I'm not ready to go out there like that. And you just seem like you're different than you were before, and I don't know if we're kind of on the same page, and, but high vibe people would wish people peace and love and joy. You should go live your life like that. If you're ready to go live your life and be more bold and brave and confident than me, yeah, I'm going to miss you, but I'm not there yet. And maybe if I get there, maybe I'll call you up when I get there, but right now I'm not there, So shadowy people sometimes don't wish people well. They can be jealous, they can be envious, High vibe people don't want to stay in jealousy and envy and pride and ego and stuff like that. So high vibe people are like, you know what? You have your life, you have your things that you're ready to go do that I might not be ready to go do, or, maybe, just like when people maybe went off to college and other people didn't go to college and other people went and, I don't know, moved to the big city to pursue their career and other people didn't, It's like, well, I'm going to miss you and I'm kind of surprised that you are willing to be that bold and brave and confident, but I wish you well, and we wish other people peace and love and joy. When we let go of something or something unexpected kind of happens in our life, that maybe kind of realizing that some of the things we don't want to let go of, other people do want to let go of. And some of the things we want to let go of, other people don't want to let go of. And sometimes people come into our life and maybe they were meant to be in our life for a period of time, but then everybody can have different demands on their life and priorities in their life. And, if we're just a friend, well, if they're married or have a relationship that they're putting work and effort into, then, that is going to be their priority, and hopefully we wish them well. And if they need to spend more time focusing on that, we try to understand it. And then we face our own fears that maybe we won't have that person that we're hanging out with as much anymore. And we can have some fear about stepping out there and finding a new job, a new friend, a new romantic relationship. But in the surrender card, it's believing that we're not the boss. We can't control things. and we have to go with the flow. We believe that God has a bigger picture in plan, in life-giving energy. God knows who is kind of on the same page as us, who's not on the same page as us. We have our unique plan in life and journey in life. Other people have their own unique plan and journey in life. And life's about learning these lessons in order for us to grow to our full potential. And we trust that the next people who are meant to come into our life, if we keep moving forward, aligned with truth and love and listening to our intuition and not taking action more out of fear and insecurity or pride or ego or codependency, that the next lesson will unfold, and it might happen in unexpected ways. And as we're moving forward in life, I think looking at this card here, the Will card, as Six of Wands, Leo energy, the wands can be about communication. You know, when we learn some life lessons in life and we detach from certain jobs, friends, and relationships, we could communicate with other people. For some of those people, that could be unexpected. What? You're no longer hanging out with those people or that person or that job? Some people were always hoping some people would release some people. Some people might communicate with you that they've released some people and they're ready to move forward with you. We just have to, just like some people with us will be like, wait a minute. You know, I've known some people in my day, and we would say that to people in our life. You know, high vibe people have learned, and maybe all those life experiences that they've went through was about learning to have good boundaries within themselves, good discipline within themselves, and other people do too. And other people want to know, just like you want to know, the other high vibe people, what are your intentions? What's driving and motivating your actions? You know, we don't want people like, oh, I want to come have a victory with you. You look like you're this just and fair and loving person, or you're going to give birth to something new. You look like a victorious person. I want to be in a relationship with you. Or, oh, I really am kind of a more worldly, shadowy person, but the person I was in a relationship with didn't want to be in a relationship with me anymore. So now I want to come have a victory with you. I want them to feel bad. I'm trying to manipulate them. I'm just in my ego. You know, we want people to be in a relationship with us for the right reasons, and people who we might want to be in a relationship with want us to want to be in a relationship with them for the right reasons. So there could be things that are unexpected that happen, and we just need to listen to our intuition, because I kind of like this card. You know, here it has, to me, those kind of look like bull horns, which is Taurus energy. We have our philosophy of life. So does everybody else. Everybody has, with the star scene there, everybody has their idea of the dream life and what they're motivated and inspired by. Is it more ego, image, them? Or is it hope and faith and belief in their dreams? Do they act with character and integrity, or is it more for the status or the image, or think because they could have certain traits or qualities or characteristics that people should indulge them, or that's just their philosophy of life? Some people never let their more emotionally intuitive, loving nature out to play in the world, and they do operate. They're wearing a mask, and they do operate more from their ego. And some people have already been there and done that with people in their life. I don't want to be in relationships with people who are like that anymore. You know? And also, I can get to know, the wands can be about how I can communicate with people. Virgo energy, I can invest time, energy, and effort into people. In my Pisces nature, can be loving and warm and encouraging to people. But I'm not going to, I've also learned, especially if you're a very loving, nurturing person, I'm not going to with all this Virgo energy kind of here, because I view this as Virgo, and this is Virgo, and this is Taurus, and Earth sign energy. I might be a very loving person, but I've learned I have to be more grounded and practical, and I also have to make sure people are on the same page as me. And I'm not going to get more emotionally involved with people until I maybe see the truth of what they want to give birth to, because this card kind of looks like, it has a forest in there, and that's kind of come up a lot in different readings. We have to distinguish the forest from the trees. Not everybody views life like we might view life, and each person is unique and individual, and we can't just assume everybody views life the way we view life. And we have to get to know them to know, are you someone I really want to go on this journey with? What's your end goal? What's your end objective? Oh, I just want to look like I had a victory. Oh, I just want to look like I moved on. Oh, I just want to look like I've healed and grown and matured myself, but I'm going to be the exact same person in this relationship that I was in the last one. But you maybe have illusions about me and don't really know the truth about me. You might have known me in the past, but maybe you didn't know me that well, or you had illusions about me in the past, And so I think high vibe people would communicate their truth to people, and then they keep moving forward. If the people in their life aren't taking action to communicate with them to work on bringing this dream into reality, then they're not going to take action towards those people anymore. Because sometimes some people won't take action towards us because either they know the way we view life and the way we view relationships isn't how they view life and relationships, and they're going to let you go. Or the only way they would maybe consider getting in a relationship with you is if you communicated your truth and then they don't take action towards you, but because of your own fears and insecurities of giving birth to something new, you decide to chase after them and communicate with them. Oh, come on, aren't you going to come with? And then it's like, oh, okay, so you're kind of codependent on me, so really I can operate more from my ego nature because you're in more codependent energy. Perfect, yeah, then I'll move forward with you. And it's like, I communicated my truth, people could talk, but then if people don't take action when you've communicated your truth of how you want to move forward, then, I'm not going to keep chasing after you. I'm going to listen to my intuition, face my own fears and insecurities, see the truth that apparently you're not on the same page as me, and I'm going to surrender to the divine to wait to see what God has in store for me. In the meantime, I'm going to live my life, enjoy the people in my life who are moving forward with me in this way, keep listening to my intuition, and I have no idea what God has planned for me. Now, the shadowy people, they could have released being more independent in the world, because high vibe Virgo is about being more independent, and they're going to keep moving forward with not being inspired to kind of be someone who really walks the talk and is like a spiritual leader in the world who walks the talk. They just want to keep moving forward, being someone who has status and image or money or materialism, but they don't take kind of more bold, brave, authentic action in their life to shine their authentic light. It's more about maybe conforming to the world. And if they have someone they can move forward with, maybe someone who has some of this, is manipulated by some of the same things they are. I don't believe in love. I don't want to do love. I don't want to be in deep, meaningful relationships. I am willing to be in a relationship more out of fear or insecurity or pride or ego or image or codependency. And I'll move forward with you to give birth to this something new, or just moving forward in this way. And we'll keep doing that. And we'll be people who don't give birth to anything new. We might get in new jobs, we might get new friendships, we might get new relationships, but we're just repeating this old pattern of, I don't want to listen to hope and faith and belief and my intuition. Let's make the world and having these things of the world most important in our life, or our fear being most important, or our codependent nature being most important. And basically they surrender giving birth to anything new. And they're just going to keep repeating an old pattern over and over. And for some of you, it could be unexpected. The people in your life who you didn't think were that kind of person. And sometimes we don't know. You know, some people, it's like, for all I know, they got wonderful, loving relationships. And great for them, you know, and apparently I got to go. God's got a different plan for my life. But some people we might not know, they maybe were a little more shadowy or worldly focused than we realized, and that could be unexpected. And then some of the people who are kind of more inspired by to align with how we live life, we could be kind of surprised at the people who do and the people who don't. But what's coming up for the people who harness some high vibe Pisces energy? And some people are in the midst of a mismatched relationship, and they could have, you know, released from something else to move forward, you know, because life's about making choices, and if we choose this, it means we didn't choose that. And they could have released one thing, and then they got themselves into something, and now the people in their life, you know, again, kind of realizing, I thought we were on the same page, and now the people in their life maybe aren't. Again, it can be realizing that how we imagine this moving forward, I thought we were going to move forward being more authentic and inspired and loving and warm, and now I could see that that isn't what motivates and inspires you, and it is more about ego or image or money or manipulation or not willing to have as deep and meaningful of a relationship as I thought that we both wanted. And then some of those people could be at the stage of, what am I going to do? And then they kind of got to do this work within themselves. Am I willing, if my intuition is telling me, you know, that we're not on the same page, am I willing to give up my dreams of the type of life I want to manifest and give birth to? And we can love people and we can want to be in a relationship with them, but if they're not inspired to kind of work through whatever they need to work through to free themselves to go on that journey with us, they kind of could get what they want, because the people they're in relationship with, the more worldly, shadowy people, they're in relationship with people who keep kind of growing and healing and maturing themselves and getting more, learning lessons about being just and fair and being more authentically themselves, and their cup overflowing, freely giving of themselves. But the people who are in that high vibe energy are in a relationship with someone that something is stopping them from being that type of person. So the shadowy people get a high vibe person in their life, but the high vibe person kind of gets a more worldly shadowy person. And it's like, it's kind of like an injustice, you know? Love is supposed to be about equal give and take and treating other people the way you like to be treated. And some people's philosophy of life is like, well, no, I get to be this type of person, and I like to get in relationships with people like you. And I think that's just and fair. And it's like, well, I don't think that's just and fair. And I think some high vibe people detach from some people in their life who they feel, you know, if I've offered you love and encouragement and a stable, supportive, encouraging environment for you to do this work within yourself, I can't make you free yourself from the things that manipulate you. But if I keep staying in a relationship with you, whatever manipulates you ends up manipulating, having an oppressive or confining or limiting effect on me. And then you, in turn, might try to limit and restrict and confine and oppress me because you don't want me to keep growing to my full potential, because you don't want to deal with whatever you would need to become independent from to go with me in that way. So it's kind of like you don't have my best interests at heart, because I do want to move forward in life differently. Maybe unencumbered by some of these things that manipulate you, which can be your own fears, it can be the world, it can be other people in your life. But those things in the world and those emotions or those thoughts or those people don't manipulate me. And maybe until I'll wish you peace, and if that's where you want to stay, and you're not willing to become independent of those things or those philosophies of life or the world or your ego or other people in your life, then I hope you enjoy your life with them. And some of those people are just friends or a family member that kind of can manipulate and control them, that they're unwilling to become more independent of. You know, sometimes people want to get in relationships with people, even marry people and have children with people, but the core people that they make as the priority in their life and the core foundation that they look to for their sense of stability and security isn't the people they marry and have children with. You're like a third party. Their primary loyalty is to the defensive nature, the ego, themself, other people. And it's like, you're not free to move forward with me. I need you to be more independent. And if you're not, then go find someone else who basically wants to be a third party in a relationship between you and your fear, you and your original family, you and a family member, you and your friend group, you and the world. I want love and hope and faith to be the third party in our relationship. And if that's not where you're at, I'm not going to give up my dreams. I'm going to wish you peace, and you can go live your life the way you want. And I'm going to move forward with people in my life who I do think are on the same page as me, so I can manifest my dream into reality. That might be your dream. That's not my dream. So what's coming up for people who harness some high vibe Pisces energy that they might not see coming up? We have the Eight of Swords, the High Priestess, and the High Priestess. I have two of the same deck combined. And the reason it came out is because of the Eight of Cups. Does this put people up in a mental prison? Yeah. Because they had love for people and they wanted other people to choose love also. The High Priestess, the feminine figures, can talk about our emotions and our feelings. They wanted people to align with their more, in Cancer Pisces energy, their more emotionally intuitive nature, to align with love. But the other people were in a mental prison about that. So the high vibe people offer the people in their past love, they offer love to themselves, to work through their own fears and insecurities about believing in themselves and believing in their dreams. Instead of harnessing a more worldly, shadowy Gemini energy, because Gemini is a dualistic sign about what am I going to align with in my dualistic nature. And the high vibe people decided to offer love to their own fears and insecurities about the things that they wanted to manifest. Because that's what Gemini and Gemini Virgo together are the magician card of what we want to manifest. And we could have realized that other people in their Gemini Virgo nature and their Pisces nature of their dream and what they find enjoyable and how they want to live their life was more from a more worldly viewpoint or a more shadowy viewpoint. And we offer ourselves love to align with our high vibe Gemini, Virgo, Pisces. Life's about learning lessons in life, about believing in yourself, believing in your dreams. I want to shed some of my fears and my insecurities and my self-limiting beliefs to manifest my dreams into reality. And if people I come to realize aren't on the same page as me, I'm going to listen to my intuition. And I'm going to go find other people who let love and intuition be the guiding factor in their decisions, more so than their ego or their fear or codependency or the world. And I think as you go through that and you get to that, do this process within yourself, and some of you have done this process within yourself, and you are ready to have this new beginning. And when your intuition tells you it's time, and you meet the people who are on the same page as you, and you've reached out to different people in your life to let people know where you're at and what you've learned and how you view life and the insight and understanding you've come to and how you want to move forward in life. Some of those people will move forward with you. Some of those people won't. And you're going to listen to your intuition about the different people who do say, because I think eventually, you too are going to have people who want to be in a relationship with you. But some of them is just because they're people who are still in a mental prison, and the people they were in a relationship with didn't want to stay in a relationship with them because they have fear about love, and they're hoping they can move forward with you that way. And I think those people you'll offer a couple love to and encouragement, but this is how I'm moving forward, and I need to be in relationships with people who freed themselves from some of their fears and insecurities to let love and intuition guide them. Are you there or are you not there? There's people that could want to have a victory with some of you high vibe people, but they know that's not how they're willing to live their life. You mean I'd have to be more not operating from my more egoic or defensive or these illusions about relationships where maybe it's kind of more about me or indulging myself in a relationship? I'd really have to let my more emotionally authentic nature out to play in the world? I wish I could do that, but I'm in a mental prison about that. And sometimes that's why some people aren't taking action towards us. For others, they hope, because we're attracted to them or in thinking we're in our ego, that we'll let them go with us anyway. And we can know people, and it's like, I can know you, I can be encouraging and supportive. Am I going to get in a more involved relationship with you, date you, marry you? No. Because I don't think you're there yet. But, if you want to do this work within yourself, to learn to realize that it is about, just because we've all dealt with people who could have been hurtful, could have been unkind, unjust, unfair, bossy, controlling, immature, blah, blah. Not everybody is the same. Are we willing to use discernment and listen to our intuition about, where before maybe we got in things and we didn't listen to our intuition. We just wanted to indulge in a kind of a relationship. And we could have rejected our intuition and been operating more from our worldly, egoic, or lustful, or codependent nature. Listen to your intuition. Decipher between people. Don't be afraid to go out there in the world. Not everybody's the same. Probably 50% of the people, I think, at any given time are aligned with their more hopeful, believing nature. And 50% of the people are kind of aligned with their more fearful, more insecure, more defensive, more about themselves, more about indulgence or money and materialism. We listen to our intuition. We get to know people. We're authentic. We're honest. We don't have to get in a more involved relationship with people till we get to know the truth of who they are. What's coming up? And I think as you move forward in this way, there's going to be other people, again, that want to be in relationships with you, and you'll just have to listen to your intuition about who are the people that want to be the next person to indulge in a relationship with you, and which ones are out of their ego, and they have their more worldly, immature emotional nature kind of in the backseat of their life, and letting their more loving, intuitive, hopeful, believing nature drive their life. What's coming up for the more worldly, shadowy Pisces energies in the world? Okay, we had a card flip. Three cards flip in the middle. The King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Six of Pentacles. And the reason those came out is because of the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Well, for one thing, if there's been some kind of people that have been acting a little shadowy, maybe trying to manipulate or control people, maybe trying to make people feel rejected or out in the cold or fearful their dream isn't going to come into reality, which isn't very just and fair and loving, right? What some of them don't see coming is that the loving people in their life are doing this work within themselves to free themselves from the things that manipulate them. And they're inspired to have equal give and take in a relationship. And they might offer these people in their life one more chance. Do you want to work together with the ones that are in it right now? Are you willing to work with me cooperatively or not? And again, if these people are like, no, I'm going to operate from my more stubborn, prideful, egotistical nature, I bet you won't go anywhere. That was the last time. And these people are no longer in denial of the truth. If you are motivated and inspired to work with me cooperatively and equal give and take in a relationship with you, you would. All this time, I've been hoping and hoping that you would. Now I'm done. I've seen the truth. I'm no longer an illusion about it. And I'm inspired to take action, to go find the people in the world and operate from my more hopeful, believing nature, because I did this work within myself to get balance within myself and to believe in myself. And I'm going to go find the people in the world who are on the same page as me. And some of those kind of worldly, shadowy people are going to be shocked because they don't ever do that. So they didn't think other people would do that, or they haven't known other people. Usually their ploys or their tricks or their manipulative ways work, and other people, so they're surprised someone loves and believes in themselves enough to go do this. And those people, eventually as time goes by, those people are going to get in new jobs, new friendships, new relationships with people who are on the same page as them. And they also didn't see that coming. Another thing they might not see coming is this whole scenario could replay again. If they get another person, because some people wear a really good false mask in the world. They look like these just and fair and stable and loving people, and people buy the false mask and people get in a relationship with them. They could have another loving person come in their life, and this whole scenario is going to play out again. This whole scenario could have played out several other times. But they could end up getting in a relationship with someone like themselves. The masculine figures can represent people operating more from their ego, male or female. And they could have someone who's like, I want to be in a relationship with you. I'm willing to exchange resources with you in a relationship. Why? They want a new beginning. They're more motivated by money or materialism or status or image or codependency. Just want to be in a relationship, in their ego. They want those things of the world, kind of maybe just like some of those people want those things of the world, and they're willing to work with them to have it. It's just there's no cups of love here. I might give you some of my things that I have in the world. I might be charming. I might have stability. I might be attractive. I'll have sex with you. But there's no cup of love being offered there. And they're probably not going, offering them things of the world. The high vibe people are offering love. And some of these people might get in a relationship where it seems like they're king of the world, they got it going on, but it's more, might not, with the action card in reverse like an Ace of Wands, it might not be a very creative, inspired, passionate relationship, but everybody will wear their false mask. Because by worldly standards, it looks like they've moved on. It looks like they've given birth to something new. Looks like they're victorious in the world. And if they can find someone who's willing to maybe be in a more emotionally shallow, superficial relationship, well, then they found the right person to be in a relationship with. And they're going to watch other people who are really moving forward in authentic, loving relationships. But you have to be willing to be that type of person to keep people being in a relationship with you that are like that. And they weren't willing to do that. So it's kind of like settling more for the illusion of it being what high vibe people have. They have a relationship that by worldly standards looks very victorious and successful. I just don't. Well, it could be just at their level of maturity. And we all know people that are quite, it kind of could look like a nightmare. But, it works for them. And if they're both at whatever stage of life that they're at, then it works for them. And that would be a just and fair relationship. It's an injustice for someone who knows that they're not who they present themselves to be, that they're not willing to let love and intuition guide them in a relationship, to try to present themselves as someone who is when they're not. And to get someone who wants to be in a relationship with someone who's on that same maturity level, emotional level, giving and receiving of love level, and they know they're not there, that's an injustice. So, there you go, Pisces energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.